So what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Now, unfortunately, there is no news for today's video. I thought for sure today we were going to get the community transmission because they originally said that this update wasn't even going to be delayed to begin with, and then they said that the update was going to come mid-April. And now we're to the point where it actually is mid-April, and yet we still do not have any information regarding the community transmission. And I thought my days of going on rants about Battlefront 2 were long gone. This game has come a long way. They did a complete 180 in terms of communicating. My rants have been very minimal. Other than me getting angry during streams, I haven't had any rant videos about this game in a long time. But we're to the point where it's getting pretty pathetic now. We haven't had an update since February, and this wouldn't be as big of a deal as what it is, but they originally said with all the coronavirus stuff happening that it wasn't going to even delay the update, and yet here we are, not only delayed an entire month, but now we're at to the point where they promised we would have the update, and we still don't have any information as to when it's going to come out. We're completely in the dark. We don't know anything. So Ben leaving has really made a big difference in terms of the communication for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So normally we would have received the community transmission either yesterday or today, and yesterday Ben told people that it wasn't coming, so we all waited towards today, and people just keep asking, and Ben just keeps putting them off and putting them off. For example, Ahsoka Win says, CT today, yes, please, and then Ben said, not today, sorry. Then somebody said, can you please give us an estimate as to when we will have one, days, weeks, months? And then Ben says, your best bet is to follow EA Star Wars for your official info. And then Ben posted in the Discord today, he says, if I could release it, I would. Shouting at me helps nobody. When it's ready, the team will release it. So a lot of people are kind of venting their frustration at Ben, but it's not Ben's fault. Ben isn't the community manager anymore. He doesn't have the authority to release any information. It's one thing if you're the community manager and you let something slip up ahead of time and you're not supposed to. I mean, there'd probably be some backlash on his end, but he's not the community manager, so he can't say anything, even if he wants to. So this just goes to show, without Ben, the communication is back to ground zero. It's back to square one. All the progress that was made with the communication with this game has just gone clear back to what it was in 2018. We don't know anything about the future of this game. We don't know if they're going to continue supporting it. We don't have a future roadmap. We don't even know when the March update is supposed to come out. We don't even know if there was supposed to be an April update. The March update could have been the very last update in this game's history. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know if they're going to add more heroes. We don't know if they're adding more maps or blasters or game modes. Maybe they're entering the final stages of Battlefront 2, and maybe they're planning on making a Battlefront 3. We have absolutely no idea what is going on with this game. And that's what's so frustrating, is that this game has come so far. It had its launch, and then it was torn down to nothing, and then it's been slowly building and building and building itself up, and now we're just back to the point where, like, they've knocked themselves down, and now they're back down to ground zero. Now, I understand, like, the events of the coronavirus, everybody's working from home and stuff. That obviously has affected the entire world, and a lot of companies are affected by this. But has it really slowed them down that much? I mean, the update was supposed to come out at the end of March anyway. Did that 1 or 2 weeks that they were at home make that much of a difference after they originally said that they weren't even going to postpone the update? Now here we are at the middle of April and we don't even know what's going on. So it's a pretty safe bet that there isn't even an April update anymore. The April update is now the March update. So we definitely missed out on a month's worth of bug fixes, patch notes, new content. And even with the coronavirus in mind, there's no excuse for this. EA or DICE or whoever it is that's in charge of the communication knew that Ben was going to leave. They should have had somebody next up in line. They should have had somebody hired. They should have had at least a temporary community manager. Every single job that I've worked at, anytime somebody puts in a 2-week notice, they're already looking for somebody to replace that spot. Sometimes they already have a replacement before that person's even gone. They already have the next person lined up ready to go, depending on the company. So I find it very hard to believe that EA or DICE or whoever would struggle at filling that position. Do you know how many people would love to have Ben's job where you get to talk about video games and work with video games like that every day? And it's a huge growing platform. With social media becoming more and more popular, there's no reason why they couldn't fill that position. They could already have someone that was on the team and just let them take over Ben's shoes, if not just temporarily, to keep us informed as to what's going on with the game. It's just so sad to see all the hard work and progress that they made. Like with the Celebration Edition, the numbers were higher than ever, the sales have been higher than ever, more and more players have been playing Battlefront 2, and then right when the game's at its peak, they don't have a single update for 2 to 3 months, and the whole community has no idea what's going on. None of the Celebration Edition owners have been able to spend any of their credits. There's not been any new skins. There's been hardly any new content. It's just dull. It's the same thing over and over and over. It's really repetitive. We didn't even get an event calendar for this month. We still don't even know what events are coming out when. They just announced them the day of. And the only reason we know is because you just play the game and it pops up on your screen saying, hey, triple XP event, or hey, fast respawn event. The only time we know is when EA Star Wars tweets out, or when it shows up in the main menu the day of. So right now, the only form of communication we have is through the EA Star Wars Twitter account, and I hope they really step up their game. I think at the bare minimum, they should at least give the community an idea of what's going on behind the scenes. Like, hey, this is the plan, but it's a little delayed. This is what we're working on. This is what could come out. This is our plans for the next 5 to 6 months. Like, they need to give the community something. But that's going to do it for this quick video, guys. Just letting you guys know that there is yet again no community transmission. If there is one, either tomorrow, the next couple days, or next week, I will cover it. But regardless of when the community transmission comes out, they definitely need to improve on their communication game. I just don't want to see it get back to what this game was back at launch. They need to do something to save this game's communication, because I really don't want to go back to disliking Star Wars Battlefront 2 as much as I did 2 years ago. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. And then if you haven't yet, be sure to follow me on Twitch at SwanyPlaysGames Live, and be sure to join the channel's Discord. And that's going to do it for me, guys, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist